Hey guys, Xiaomi. Today is day 5 of the final test. We are about halfway done with the final test and I'm still progressing a whole lot. And today I want to talk about the things that I learned recently that helped me with my progression and a couple things that I kind of regret. So I might change how I play the game when the global launch hit. So the first thing that I learned recently is how to maximize my speed for Marvel or for pretty much any character in general. And I learned that from my good friend Say Shizzle, who also plays Summon as well, just like me, and he shared that on his video. In short, if you want to maximize your speed, first you have to unlock every single possible speed in the module. As you can see right here, we are maxing out level 15 for even epic gear, which is something that you should not do in the early game. I just want to see if I can get lucky for the speed, and because there's going to be like a content creator tournament at the end of the beta, so I want to try to see if I can max out speed. So we got a couple of speed roll in this epic swift rush piece, which is amazing, but I would not recommend maxing out early game gear. A huge waste of Etheria coin. And Ethereum coin doesn't come by very, very easily. So when you get all the nice speed substat roll in your gear, it is not the end. The next thing you want to do is to check the progress. So a lot of support unit will have speed hidden in the skill up of skill 1. Unfortunately, they hide that in skill 1, so they make you max out a skill 1 as well. Because from my experience, you try to avoid not maxing out skill 1 if possible to save the lattice for the unit skill as well. But because they hide 12 speed for this guy in skill 1, I have to max it out. And the same can be applied for other support characters skill 1 as well. Amazing speed in the skill 1. But for damage dealer, they have, let's say, attack power for the skill 1. Or for healer, they have speed in the skill 1 as well. So for many character, they high speed in the skill 1. So you got to check that out. For a whole, there's also speed in there. So amazing speed being hidden in the progress. After that, you also want to check out your shell level. So every single shell will provide speed as one of the stats, and the more you empower them, the more speed you can get out of your shell. And if you ascend them, they get even more speed as well. But that is not the end. If you take a look at the reconfiguration, you can see that in the middle substat, they can also provide more speed for your character. And that is only in the middle one. The left one, I think, is going to be like stat, and the right one is going to be like utility. So the middle one will give you more raw speed. If you take a look at the passive effect, you can see that many other effects can be reconfigured, but not all the time you're going to need speed, okay? Because if you are not like a turn 1, turn meter boost kind of unit, then maybe you want to get shield, maybe you want to get more healing, maybe you want to get more critical rate as a damage dealer, but you can get more speed in here. So I went from like plus 80 speed, and after maximizing to test it out, I now have plus 121 speed, which is absolutely crazy to think about, that my Marvel can just go first and absolutely destroy the enemy team now with the better speed. Other than that, we have been doing pretty well in the Doki Doki department. So I am farming in Hell 1 right now for better gear. I've also been farming in Nikonana, the boss, to get a better shell as well. So we are doing okay in those departments. The game is getting so much harder at this point, but I'm trying to progress as fast as possible. I think for a normal progression pace, you don't have to reach here at day 5. You don't need to. You can take your time to learn the game properly instead of like wasting all your resources to get all these early game gear maxed out so you can actually clear the harder boss. But you don't have to do that. For the side story, not gonna lie, I kind of forget about that because you don't really get much crazy things here, because most of the time you want to be farming either EXP, skill up material, or gear or shell. Those are the main area where you want to spend your stamina in anyway. And I kind of forgot that there was a side story thing. Maybe I'm going to do that tomorrow. Another thing that I noticed the other day was that I wasn't able to finish farming all of my stamina, which is kind of weird because you cannot farm infinitely. However, I was too focused on using my stamina on things that took way too fucking long. So for the challenge stage, for example, my team is not super optimized yet, and I cannot run 10 times in Doki Doki or other content, for example, and each stage takes forever. So I could only do 5 run in like 15 minutes, for example. So I was farming too long, and unfortunately, I could not sit here and refresh, and unfortunately, I could not refresh all the time. But if I run things that were easier, I can clear way faster in 3 star and use my manual gameplay time to play in Doki Doki, for example, which take way longer. I can do other stuff while I farm 2 content at the same time rather easily. And that way I can finish my stamina if progressing your account level is your top priority. Because the only way to level up faster in this game is to always have something going on in the background. So you want to always be farming either EXP or skill up material because they are way easier. You can clear way more stamina in less amount of time and farm the harder content with manual gameplay. So you don't have to keep looking back to the game. You can actually look at the game every 5 minutes to reset your gear farming or your shell farming if that thing takes way longer. And in the background, there's always something going on because you can never have enough Etheria coin or EXP or skill up material for your character. You need so much of that. So always have either EXP or skill up material running in the background and farm shell or module if possible. One thing that I will change in the global launch is Tiamat. I may not play with this character at all in the global launch. First, she's a very good, generic, useful unit. She has a lot of utility. She has heal over time, shield, soft control, decent amount of damage, but she is not excellent at any particular thing. She's not super good at AoE damage. She's not super good at single target control. She's not very good at keeping your team alive alone. She kind of need a healer because she used up her HP every time she attacked the enemy team, for example. So because she's not specialized in anything, in the end game, I don't think she's gonna be super great. For the early game, for the casual player, I think she's gonna be amazing because she does all the things that you need all the time. But the moment you want like a super speed clear team, she's probably not going to be there. If you want something specialized in protecting your team, she's not going to be the one as well. So in content where you have limited slot in your team, she's not going to be like super duper good. And then there's another huge problem. In the Summit Arena, she's going to be one of the most popular character in the entire game for like the first week. So if you want to play this thing, you either first pick her or she get first pick. And if she get first pick, and if you invest the best gear set you have on her, that gear set is gone the moment she get first pick. And the moment you get into a little bit higher rank in gold, for example, it is going to be pre-ban. Then she's going to be pre-ban because everybody knows that everybody has one. So then you can't even play with her. So I think we're gonna pick a more underrated, under the radar kind of unit so that we can play with that unit in PvP, and that unit will be specialized in endgame dungeon run, for example. So my plan is, because we're going to farm a lot of Doki Doki, we're going to farm a lot of Aurora. Aurora is going to be a red boss, and Doki Doki is a blue boss. So we still want to have a blue character, but not Tiamat. So what other blue character am I putting my eyes on? For now, I am heavily interested in Rosa. So Rosa is a brand new character in this final test, and every time I take a look at this unit, she looks better than before. But her skill is incredible as well. So her skill 3 buff crit for the entire team, so you can focus on building crit damage on your gear for your damage dealer, or you can build her on high crit damage as well. And she put on slow debuff on the enemy team. And if you combine slow debuff, turn meter, pushback, and control, you have the perfect control on the entire enemy team. You're only missing increased cooldown time to create the 4 horsemen of control. However, if you don't pull like Lily early on, then you probably don't have the increased cooldown time, but we have the slow If you combine her with like Kraken, and then we have another turn meter pushback like Merveil. Oh my god, I want to have Merveil on my team so much. So you can layer slow debuff on an enemy team and they will not take a turn. And that apply for bosses in Amber Track, in other content as well. Slow is incredible. It is a control debuff, but not a control debuff. Because boss are almost all the time immune to stun, and you can taunt the boss, but if the boss attack you, it is still very scary because when the boss attack you, many shit can happen. But if you can control the boss with slow debuff and the boss doesn't take a turn, that is an entirely different story. They will just not move. And the skill of Rosa allows you to do more damage with the Blade Her Bloom debuff as well. And the skill one can also reduce target turn meter, which is incredible in the Amber Track in single target bosses. So I think she's gonna be a very, very good unit. And she deals 3 hit, which is multiple hit, which is very, very good in the Aurora boss as well. So in the future, there's a very good opportunity. I will focus on Rosa instead. And because she's still kind of underrated-ish, I think she's very, very like highly rated in the tryhard community. But in the general community, I think Tiamat is still going to be very popular because you don't need a lot of thought behind using Tiamat. That's just how it is. So I think Rosa is going to be a very incredible pick for the target banner. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next update. Still loving the game so far.